Hey City Kids, I have been loving seeing your guys' Lego creations come through. So much creativity, fun things and characters you guys have used, different kinds of blocks. Even I saw Emma had the huge blocks that she made a creation out of. They were so fun to see, and you guys will get to see them on Sunday at CKTV. But I thought, I really love Legos and I wanted to enter the competition. Now, I'm too old to be judged in that competition. So I decided to have my own competition against me. And it turns out I won. Congratulations to me. Thank you. I wanted to show you actually what I built as my Lego creation. I took all of our Lego people and I created, can you guess what it is? You see right in the middle, I created a church out of people. And in the middle there, if you can see it, is the cross. Now my inspiration from this definitely comes from the book of 1 Corinthians, as Paul reminds the church of Corinth that they are one church, united together by one message, and that is Jesus' death and resurrection. But I also got a bit of inspiration from one of my favorite books. Now, I love the Bible. Of course, it's my favorite book, but I also love this one, The Ology. Now, if you don't have it, it is an excellent one, and it helps me learn so much more about the truths in God's Word. So I'm going to read for you today this segment. Now, you can see here that it shows these kids making kind of a person pyramid, which is really cool. And it's titled, "The Church is Built with Living Stones." When you hear the word church, what comes to mind? A small stone cathedral with stained glass windows. We have that in Geelong. We've got stained glass windows. A small white building with a pointed steeple. Maybe you think of board riders down in Surf Coast, or maybe you think of a movie theater if you've ever been to City on a Hill, Melbourne, or City on a Hill West. Lots of different ways that church can look as a building. The Bible does compare the church to a building, but its walls are made of living stones. The stones are the people who have believed and placed their faith in Jesus. Jesus himself is the cornerstone, the first stone a builder lays in place. All the other stones in the building are lined up with the cornerstone to make sure they are set straight and true. In the same way, all believers are joined to Christ, our cornerstone, to follow his word, to keep us straight and true. All together we form the living church of God. While any place that people meet to worship can be called a church, the true church is not the building. It's the believers inside. So when someone says to you, they're going to church, don't think about a building. Think about the people. The Bible verse I have here is from Ephesians chapter 2, verse 19b to 21. You are fellow citizens with the saints and members of the household of God, built on the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Jesus Christ himself being the cornerstone, in whom the whole structure, being joined together, grows in a holy temple, into a holy temple in the Lord. That is a great reminder for so many different reasons. One being that we're not having church in a building right now. You guys aren't coming in to City Kids, and we're not meeting together at City on a Hill Geelong or any of the other churches, but we are still a church together. That when you watch CKTV or if you tune in to City on a Hill Digital, that is us being church together, because we are the church, God's people. And when we praise and celebrate and worship him together, we're doing church together. So I loved that reminder. Now, one of Paul's reminder also was that the church wasn't built on different foundations. There wasn't one church that was built on Apollos' words or one church that was built on Paul's words. But remember, he said, we are all centered on Jesus Christ and his death on the cross. And that reminder of that cornerstone, it's the first brick, the first layer that they put down to make sure that the house isn't built sideways or crooked or things fall over. Without the cornerstone, the building just falls apart. So if we don't have our cornerstone as Jesus, or remembering his death on the cross, remembering that he lived the life that we couldn't live, that he died the death we should have died because of our sin, and that he defeated sin, death, and Satan as he rose again, giving us new life, giving us salvation, giving us forgiveness, and connecting us back together with God. We have to remember that that is our foundation that our church is built on, which is why we at City on a Hill say that our mission, our banner, is to know Jesus and make Jesus known. He is our cornerstone. So no matter where you are having church this week or in the weeks to come, remember that the church is God's people and that who you are should be centered in God's word. This one's not the Bible, but down here I've got my Bibles. In God's word and in remembering Jesus Christ and his death on the cross. That reminds me of our memory verse, which is 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 2, which is, I decided that while I was with you, that I would forget about everything except for Jesus Christ and his death on the cross. We'd love for you guys to remember that Bible verse. Love seeing more of your Lego Masters buildings, and just love that you guys are tuning into CKTV, and keep trusting Jesus each and every day. Bye, City Kids.